My new book, Hatred, Islam's War on Christianity, was published last week. This edition of The Arena is devoted less to it than to the subject it discusses. By the way, the first death threat came when it was announced I was writing the thing, the next a few days before publication, and they've followed on a pretty regular basis ever since. Oh well, it's the price one pays for writing intelligently and honestly about the religion of peace. I have, however, received more kindness, generosity and affection in Islamic countries from Muslims than almost anywhere else in the world. From Bedouins in the Negev desert, to Turks in large cities, to Pakistanis in small towns, to Egyptians in ancient and decaying houses. As I say in the book, ordinary Muslims are the main victims of Islamic radicalism, and my words are not about Muslim men and women, but concern a current interpretation of Islam. The facts are beyond dispute, even though some prefer to disguise, if not deny them completely. Look, Christians are the most persecuted people in the world, and in the sinister league table of the top 20 states that persecute, only 2 are non-Muslim. In almost every country with a Muslim majority, Christians are at best unequal and usually abused, attacked, arrested or killed. Indonesia, for example, was founded on secular principles, and while there is a large Islamist terror campaign, the government is trying to resist the fundamentalist gangs. Christians are fairly well treated in Jordan, but extremism is growing, and the royal family there is far from secure. Syria and Iraq did protect, if monitor, the large Christian minorities, but both countries have now become, well, slaughterhouses for Christians who have lived there long before Islam even existed. And just a week ago in Pakistan, the judicial appeal of a Christian woman against a death sentence for blasphemy was rejected. And in that country, Christians are treated in the most appalling way. In the Sharia states of northern Nigeria, the mass slaughter of Christians, including children, is beyond comprehension. In Egypt, the Coptic Christians are systematically persecuted and killed. In Turkey, clergy and nuns are murdered. In Iran, Christian converts are executed. In Saudi Arabia, it is illegal to be a Christian, and so on. The usual suspects, if they admit the truth in the first place, will argue that there is extremism in all religions. Well, that's true to an extent, but first, where are the Christian, Jewish and Buddhist extremists killing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people? Next time a Unitarian fanatic promises to kill me, I'll take this relativism at all seriously. Second, we've got to be brave enough to address primary texts here. Now look, the New Testament never calls for violence, it calls for peace. This is not so for the Quran and the Hadith. Christians may commit violence, but do so in spite of the commands of their faith. The same simply cannot be said for Muslims. I know that's jarring for secular liberals, but it's true. Christians are being ethnically cleansed from the Middle East, the heartland of the Christian faith. Rape, crucifixion, forced conversion, beheadings, exile, murder. But it may well be that Christians are metaphorical canaries in the mine, and that the rest of the non-Muslim world comes next. As for us, me, you, we need to say more, do more, pray more, know more. Too many people are too quiet. Within Roman Catholicism, my faith, for example, from Rome downwards, way too little is being done to protect Christians in Muslim lands. So little is being done. People aren't speaking out about the new oppressed, the new victims. In North America and Europe, certainly in Canada, there seems to be more concern on the part of some Catholics to preserve a sense of niceness and an ostensible ecumenism than in defending fellow believers and exposing Islamic extremism. The persecution of Christians in the Muslim world is the most pressing issue facing the world right now. Do not be deceived, do not be misled, do not allow digression and distraction. Most of all, if you're complacent, that is at your very peril. The book is called Hatred because hatred is out there, whether you want to admit it or not. You may have heard about the blood of the Christian martyrs. Well, right now that blood is washing its blessed yet tragic way to levels beyond imagination. Welcome to a special and an acutely necessary edition of The Arena.